Anyway, I'm back on recording.
Okay, so tell me when I can continue.
I think we can.
Okay, so again, I will repeat regarding Android. So A&A trying to make POC regarding the structure, plus they have some additional ideas to implement. So I believe in this week or maybe next week, we will see some proposition. And next thing we will discuss, if everything okay, we will try to implement same structure on Android. So last, what I want to show you now, I want to show some demo, but in this demo, I'm not only want to show a quick brick with iOS. I did some updates and I take current iOS plugins, it's an analytics and it's IMA, and was full adjustments to iOS platform. So I open here analytics web, so we will see that something going in. Again, I didn't check if all events are coming, but I'm checked that analytics plugin is working, okay? So let me show this small presentation.
Anton, 3 minutes, okay?
I have 1 minute to show, so not so big. Is video started? You see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you will see IMA plugin that will be shooted out. So again, players supported both orientations. We still need to define with a quick brick how quick brick will work with orientations, because on iOS it doesn't. Quick brick doesn't get any notifications that device was changed orientation. But it again.
Yeah, we'll use a React Native plugin for that. It's the same problem in Android.
Yeah. So basically, you can see that events is coming to Analytics 2, and what Shimon did almost last day, push back. That looks very good at that moment. And last, what I want to say, most of task on React Native side was done by Shimon Expect, like iOS player, and it was a great work. So that's it from my side.
It's a different player. It's not the Applicaster one.
Yeah, but I mean, it was done a lot of stuff on the React Native side with this navigation structure, side menu, pushes. Anyway, I'm done. We can continue.
I have a question. Is it much? It looks like much faster in terms of the loading time than our current apps. Is that true?
Yes, because again, I didn't measure, but for example, sizing, I believe it will be difference like almost 30-35%. And I don't have like in iOS, I don't have a lot of stuff, to load it that we have. Because in current iOS, we have this components SDK, Zap layouts, old logic. I don't have anything of this. So at least 50% not loading like we loaded in iOS.
Very nice.
Very nice. And we found also with Applicaster support. Thank you very much. Shimon, you told me you wanna show something, right? Or no?
Yeah. I mean, just imagine what you saw in iOS. It works also in Android, and it has transitions that looks like Android. The only thing that is not working yet in Android is the player properly. It's the whole issue, but everything we did, I mean, it is even more apparent in the mobile section than in the TVs. Everything you write in JavaScript automatically works for both platforms. So just what you saw with Anton works also in Android.
We need to believe you, but I choose to believe you. So
he blamed his computer for not doing a demo, so
yeah.
I think he's going to request for a new one anytime soon.
Going to send us a recording.
Coincidence that they released 16-inch Mac yesterday.
So basically what we're going to do next is with the platforms, we're gonna try to build the same structure, at least a proof of concept on Android in terms of project structure that will also reduce a lot of the what we call legacy code. But this is great improvement, and what you saw here also out of the box will work with the cell style plugin that Pavel did basically. So all the implementation is in place. So thank you very much for that. So thank you for these two teams, the frameworks and the UI. Platforms. Alex, you wanna present?
You should tell what Alex, you know, now. It's the three of them.
The Alex that needs to present knows. He's next.
Yes, let me try to present.
This meeting will be a little bit longer than expected, so I hope that all of you can stay because there are more interesting stuff there. But if not, it's all recorded. So.
All right, I have to reload the Zoom as I'm using the new operation system as well. So
Okay, so maybe we wanna.
Meanwhile, you can see what we have done in Android. Yeah, so we have connected screens, we have mobile transitions, and even some very rough working video. And back navigation that works like Android, not like iOS. That's it.
Cool. So maybe while Alex, we have a guest star here. George, you're ready? You want to present? So we will do the Roku piece now. George is here.
Yeah, hi everyone. Let's see, I should share my screen.
Yeah, so George is our, whomever doesn't know, George is our Roku developer that work with us, like kind of sharing his time between platform work and customer related work. He did a lot of work for the Roku platform to connect it to the UI builder recently. It's still lack of functionality in terms, if you compare it to the other TV platforms, because of course Roku is not running JavaScript. But he will present now what was done there in the last month, basically.
Okay, cool. Can you guys see my screen and hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. So here's a Roku device here. As Ran just said, we've moved the Roku platform over from the legacy code base it was using to a DSP and UI builder compatible one, which, as you can imagine, is quite an undertaking. I'll give you just a very quick demo of what it looks like. So, for example, I've got a local build here that's running Olympic channel on the 4.3 dev version. If I come over to the app builder here, we can see I'm looking at a layout for the Olympic channel. And I've got a navigation, as you guys are familiar with, a bunch of menu items. I'm just going to fire that up from my IE. It only takes a second to launch, don't worry. That's just deploying to a Roku. This is a screen grab of my local Roku. So that's just firing up. And here we go. There's been some real benefits of moving over to the UI Builder platform, not least of all that we're able to get deal with some code-based problems. Like before, the app launch was taking like 20 seconds, which actually wouldn't even pass Roku channel certification, whereas now you can see the app launches up and it's reactive very quickly. It's ready to go, good experience. We've got the menu options that you saw, like your home, live. This is account and legal. I'll come on to these in a second. And I'll just show you. So if we go back to UI Builder here, I can change some things up in navigation. So for example, if I want to take my navigation, I've got my properties here on the right. I can change like font sizes, for example, and font styles. I can change some colors, like the bar color. This is a copied layout, by the way, so I'm not doing anything stupid with any of our clients. Don't worry about that. Maybe change some colors or something. This is going to look hideous, but let's save that. So if I was to reload the app now, that's obviously going to get the latest Rivers config straight from the back end and display that on Roku. It's just launching up. On Roku, we log extensively. Don't worry, this stuff gets cut from live app. So you can see already I've got control over, should I want to make the application look disgusting, I can do that. There's some other nice features we got in for free, which is we've got progressive loading of rows. And because we've got control of the code and standard patterns for everything, it gives us the ability to do some cool things. I call it quick brick stuff that you're talking about. I think we can easily roll that onto Roku now. In terms of the way UI Builder is implemented, if I look at screens over here, so we'll screen. In fact, let's just quickly back up. See, I've got a bunch of screens here. The data's coming from DSP feeds, as you guys all know, it's app builder feeds. Currently, as Rand said, because there were some features missing from the Roku DSP adapter, because we can't run JavaScript, so we need an intermediary layer to translate and execute our DSP providers. Because of that, we're using an adapter. So to the app, it looks like it's using pure DSP, but we've actually got an adapter speaking to the CMS in this version. But we've already got a version that works against DSP, and I'm just rolling that out today in the 2.3 version that's going to get updated. So we've got our screens. Our screens are driven by DSP. So for example, if I go to home screen, it consists of one component, which is a full screen Rails component. Now, the way that we've implemented UI Builder on Roku, it is actually completely capable of spinning up multiple components. The only thing is we haven't had the time to invest in focus management. So at the moment we have one component, which is a Rails component that consumes a data source, and then it turns it into separate rows. But I've already got like spikes and algorithms in place that can have complete parity with your other platforms when we get time to do that. So for example, here you can see it's a connected screen, it's got targets. So in the case where it's not going to a VOD item, we can tell it to link to another screen and display the data in there. Interestingly, for Olympic channel, is we've got this options screen, which is a custom screen plugin. And this corresponds to this screen here, which I shall show you briefly. I keep going back to my ID because it's from my remote control. So it saves me reaching for a physical remote. So this account screen here is actually a DSP plugin, a UI Builder plugin, sorry, a custom plugin. And this saved me so much time being able to roll out the Olympic channel account screen using UI Builder as opposed to the legacy code base, which, you know, after a long tour of duty was already showing a lot of signs of coupling and difficulty. So this is fully configurable in the UI Builder. We can change things like the styles that it uses for buttons and for menus and things. In some places we can change account text and things like this. We've got other custom plugins, which I'll show you, which we use on Olympic channel, which is, this is a screen plugin here for legal. And this corresponds to this screen in UI Builder, which is legal screen. This is a custom screen, which has a data source that drives it. Where is it? Option screen, here we go. This is a custom option screen, which isn't updating here for some reason. I don't know why it's not showing a data source here, but this, I've just duplicated this morning. I don't know if this is a bug with a duplication, but
maybe refresh the screen,
because it should be showing a data source there. But there is a data source driving it because you can see it. So what's happening here is, let's go back to the app 1 second. So here you can see you've got a link to 2 screens. This comes from a data provider, which is a custom data provider. I think I just found a bug in App Builder, by the way. I think when you duplicate a layout, it doesn't maintain the link in the UI to the custom data provider, because that's what's driving this. So there's no 2 ways on earth that it's wired up. It's just not showing in the options. And so this links to different screens. And then just to show you the kind of things that are possible, I can change to Real Vision, which is a wholly different UI and has a very different look and feel, to give you some idea of the customization. And as you guys still know, a lot of the settings for the overall app are still coming, you know, things like localizations, and some of the assets are still coming from Applecast to CMS. But most of the stuff that we're seeing is actually configured in UI Builder. So let's just run that, and I'll show you what Real Vision looks like running on UI Builder. all of the Roku apps have got layouts for UI Builder at the moment. So going forward, I'm hoping that all of the production assistants will be able to use UI Builder, the app builder, to configure and get more config into that. So let's have a look. So this is what Real Vision looks like. And you can see it's very different look and feel. And this one has an options menu. It's still got the traditional logging in terms and things like this. So and I could go into Real Vision's layout, for example, which is in this one. And we see for Real Vision, I've got, you know, that all videos, the options screen. The options screen has an option to include the authentication methods, which you can discern from the given entitlements and authentication plugins, and a bunch of other settings. You know. Now, if you guys want, I can very quickly show you.
I think we're a bit ahead of the
what
time,
we can go
George.
with DSP
So,
integrate.
I think
I'll show you nothing else.
thank you very much.
Yes.
Thanks. Alex is ready now? Alex D?
All right, I'm attempting to present.
Okay.
Hold on.
Let's go. We see the screen, not the presentation screen. We see,
Not the presentation screen. Okay, let me
see the other.
try to reshare again. All right. Is better now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So as a part of my last cycle, Android was introduced with the app bundle. So what is the Android app bundle? It's a relatively new upload format. I think it was delivered what, year and a half ago already. So this format includes your app's compile code and resources, but it allows Google Play to generate and sign the APK on our behalf. Also, as a part of this new delivery process, Google introduced dynamic delivery. It would use bundle to generate and optimize APKs per user and per their device configuration. That basically means that we're gonna have smaller install APKs and obviously optimized download speeds. Here's a small video. So basically, dynamic delivery would have splits. As you can see, there is a CPU architecture one. That is a device specific. There's going to be the layout specifics and language specific ones. And there's additional step that we don't use, but you can also do the splits per specific feature of the apps. That means that you can extract some specific features from the core app and allow users to download it later, but we did not touch this part yet. All right, so how to enable the bundles in your app? Unfortunately, with the Google Play, you would have to do first release manually on the beta track. Then the next step would be to connect your App Center with the Google Play. And the latest one, the last step would be to provide the service account key during the release on Zap. And I have a little bit, some clarifications. So on the Google console, you would do the manual release to the beta track. So your console should look like that. Then on the App Center, you would connect to the Google Play Store, providing this service account key. And the same service account key you would use and add before you can make a release build with the bundle. So here's some statistics. It's maybe because it's a testing apps, it looks way better than that average that Google claimed of 33%. So what we see that our testing apps, they had, let me see, it's around 40% or under. So basically we shaved off more than 60%, which is tremendous. So I don't think we can see the same on the real apps, but we can safely. All right. And there's a nifty tool, since you cannot basically just install the bundle on your device. You will. Sorry, can you guys hear me? Yeah. Yeah, I was getting a phone call. So you can download the bundle tool. Basically, just use this command to convert AB to the APK and install the generated APK. And basically, this is what we've added with the bundles. Any questions, guys?
Does the building time is different?
Well, I think we can, obviously we can expect a little bit longer building times, but I don't know, maybe 30 seconds.
Oh, insignificant to my tests.
Yeah.
About the same.
Significant because it reuses. When you build the bundle, basically it just compiles everything in the same time. So we're talking about seconds, if at all. But another part that Alex didn't mention that was done is the connection to, well, he mentioned it briefly, but basically now we're using, when we build the signed version, which will build the bundle or a signed APK based on if the user provided this service account key, we automatically upload to the beta track on Google Play. So the customer, basically when they build the signed version, it's automatically uploaded to the store. And on top of that, of course, we did all the migration to App Center from Hockey App. That was also not mentioned. It's a big, it was a big change, and still I think that in 2 days they are rolling out. So I think that will be good. We did the same on iOS.
Should expect probably some issues. Basically, the date is Saturday, which is very strange, but
yeah, probably they will have a downtime maybe because of that they chose Saturday probably. So yeah, so a lot of work on that end. In terms of Android, I also want to say that we are improving a lot towards something closer to continuous integration in the SDK releases, which is, we are in this similar state on iOS also, that our release candidate and the latest development are not far one from another. So it will help us to build better iterations around it. And a lot of work is done on the iOS side as well with Alex that is not presenting. It's not presenting here. So thank you for that. Omer, you will present you want to present the CMS work that is done by Yuli, or we will do it in the next demo?
yes, basically, I think there was. I don't think I have too much to present here on the CMS side. Basically, Yuri was doing some additional stuff on the plugin gallery, which is it's a previous cycles project. We still have some issues there.
If we work on this cycle, then it's this cycle project.
Yes, yeah, that's right. So basically, there weren't too many working days on this cycle, but Yuli was basically busy fixing some bugs that related to the CMS behavior. It was very urgent bugs that she had to fix. Relating to projects, Yuri worked again on fixing some plugin gallery issues. There is some work still remains on the plugin gallery, which we will not attempt to write now in the next cycle. I think I want to see what's left and try to pack it in a in a timed frame. Besides of this, Yuli worked on the infrastructure of for multilingual plugins, but I don't have anything to present at the moment.
I want to present.
No, exactly where this smart line.
I think we showed it in the previous cycle localization, but what I want to present is a change that she did on the way we are handling layouts.
In Argentina, they are based in Argentina, yes.
In the layout.
Yeah, so basically we had an issue with when you were saving layouts that we were doing it on the web process and not on the background process, so it was causing sometimes timeouts and so on. Basically, one major thing she did, major improvement she did is basically the fact that now when you're saving or deleting a layout, it is running on a worker process. So it's a background job, not running in the UI. And once it's done, it's updating the layout. So it might seem to be not significant, but it was a significant change in the way we are handling.
It's a huge improvement run. We all been waiting
one of the
for,
great.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, when we built it, we were building it in a way that it was not optimal because we were not expecting gigantic layout, but apparently there are layouts that are holding hundreds of entities and screens. So this was an important work. I'm not sure that we presented the plugins, the new plugins. So I want to share with you so you will, at least in our team, we will know what we were working on this cycle. So let me share.
Plugin gallery, you mean?
Yeah. So let me just share it. Basically, the main change that we're doing is that we are moving, one of the biggest changes that we did is we're moving UI builder look and feel, or the React part look and feel, to another piece of Zap, which is the version configuration. And basically, we are replacing the view, this view, into the view that is of the UI builder, which is more, I don't have a lot of time, so I will do it really fast, which is basically giving us all the flexibility of the form builder that we have in the UI builder, that is related also to a different configuration field and also added behavior and also a lot of UI work. So basically now the configuration soon, once Yuli will be back and do some small bug fixes, basically the configuration of plugin will be here. A lot of work was done by Lily here, that it's about first the presentation and the UI of it is nicer and also is more presented, it's more descriptive. And basically you have the ability to configure it in a more comprehensive way with all the styles and the input fields that you have in the UI builder, now you will have in the plugin level. So basically, this is the work that was done by Yuli this cycle. Stop share. I think that the last piece will be the automation. Right, Boaz?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I hope that the sharing thing will go smooth. Okay, I'll just sharing the, okay. The whole screen, or can you hear me?
We see the browser screen.
Good. So I made short. It's gonna go really briefly. First, let's discuss the manual stuff that was done. This reflects the whole team. I'm talking about Amit and Do and myself. In the side of the manual stuff in TV, we added the two in parallel to the development that was done. We added the attestment for the focus manager and for the audio player for QuickBreak. Besides that, we had a cycle for LG TV. We're currently in the bug fixing. On the mobile side, we had two SDKs that we released. One is the one for iOS, the 12.2, and the other one is for Android 11.2. On the automation side, the main achievement during this cycle and maybe the cycle before was having the support for the Android TV automation inside the same automation framework we have for the mobile and we have for the Samsung. So this is something is behind us. We'll see a short demo after. And currently we can say that the framework supporting also Android TV. And in terms of let's call it in terms of starting a test and running a simple data, just opening the app and closing it, the changes that we had to do in the infrastructure was only a matter of configuration change. No other additions, because obviously Android TV and Android mobile are the same needs there. They're all both based on Appium. Besides that, we were able to move to, I was also able to move and start to have it in CI, and I'm working these days on having Android TV UI test running in CI once you are merging change to QuickBreak device, and hopefully that in the beginning of the next cycle, besides the Samsung TV test that you have, you will also see this, it will be run in parallel. You will also have the Android TV tests. Okay, about the Focus Manager, we managed to implement 100% of the Focus Manager's tests that we defined in TestWell. We have it all automatic in CI, and this is a real great goal, this number. And let's now see a short demo. See that everything is in place. I'll show the automation for Android TV. A really short test. And the app that will run for you is the same feature app that we're having for Android, iOS, and Samsung TV. There is a bit wait at the beginning for the app to launch, but it's okay. It's known. Okay, this is a surprise.
It's not a surprise, it's a demo. It's always like that.
Okay, so for some reason the app did not launch, so it failed the test. It's also kind of a test. It was looking for the first. We'll give it one more try. Okay, I don't know what happened, but for some reason the app.
It might be related to the resources you're spending on sharing the screens, so it takes more time.
I think there is an issue on running the local server on an Android. This is maybe address it as a bug. Since you, Bas, I'm not sure. Did you manage to make the automated tests with the local server, or?
It's with the local. It's with the local server.
Yeah. So I think we need to address the bug because now once we are running the automated tests, we need to fix that. You know.
Anyway, okay, but I mean the thing that we can take from it that the test failed correctly and telling us that it didn't manage to find this string on the screen, which is also okay. I mean, having issues is part of the test, and that's it basically.
Great. Thank you very much, everybody.
So we do less noise. And
we are ahead of our time, so thank you everyone for the hard work. It was an intense cycle with a lot of noise and the need to migrate to App Center and the need to launch a lot of new QuickBrick apps. So
SDK releases.
SDK releases and so on. So thank you very much for the effort. And one change that we did before I'm shutting this meeting, before the meeting is shutting down, is that we added a week in between this cycle and the next. So basically the next cycle will not start on Monday. It will start the next Monday on the 25th. Give us time for preparation towards the next cycle.
Whatever you feel.
So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.